Good morning and welcome back to the channel, the One Celtic Fans View, where you get your morning Celtic news. Channel that first brought out their first Celtic video the day that Neil Lennon was made manager the first time around, a long time ago. But anyway, make sure you give the video a thumbs up as it does help with the algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. It's completely free. There's no financial gain by myself by you subscribing. Let's get into the Celtic news. Well, there's one thing I want to talk about today. Joe Hart. Joe Hart, the goalkeeper of Celtic, he's been here. This is his third season. He agreed to come to Celtic under Ange Postecoglou. He's taken a massive wage cut to come to Celtic, when you think about it. And over the years of Ange being at Celtic, people were crying out, we need a new goalkeeper. We need a new goalkeeper. But then Ange left and then came Brendan Rodgers and changed the way that we play slightly. There wasn't this playing out from the back as much. There wasn't passing the ball about in the box as much as what there had been in the previous couple of seasons. And it used to give people the fear, let's be honest. It used to give people the absolute fear the way when Joe Hart would pass it out to either Cameron Carter-Vickers or Scales, or at the time, a guy that went away to Spain to chase after his woman. But yeah, Joe Hart used to give us the fear at points, but he did make some good saves. This season, he has been pretty much immense, I would say. Is that wrong in saying that? He made a cracking diving save at the weekend, and he's brought about his experience. He was brought into Celtic because of that fact, because of the experience he has. 75 caps for England, playing at the highest level for Manchester City and such like, winning stuff throughout his career, and he wanted to go out, end his career on a high, and he wanted to bring that statesmanship to Celtic, the elder player, the experience, as Ange Postecoglou says, the experience that he brings to the younger players in the squad. Because let's face it, after Joe Hart was Jamesy Forrest and Callum McGregor as the most experienced players at Celtic. But in just a few weeks' time, Joe Hart will play his last game for Celtic. And it'll be a sad time, because not only are we losing a goalkeeper that has grown in stature with the Celtic fans, and the Celtic fans, I mean, you seen him sitting on his little chair smoking a pipe or a cigar at the weekend. Did you see that picture? It was quite funny. But as a player, Celtic have got one of the biggest transfer windows in our recent history, in a serious way, because we now have to go out and find a goalkeeper that is the equivalent or better than Joe Hart to take Celtic forward over the next few years. It's one of those turning points in Celtic's history where the change of goalkeeper, sometimes you have someone in backup that can come in and take the place, but at this point we don't. Benji Siegrist, I fully expect Benji Siegrist to leave Celtic this summer also. I think he's down to his last year of his contract, so Celtic will cash in on that player. But with Joe Hart retiring, we've been linked with a number of players. We have been linked with an absolute bucket load of players. All started off with the Liverpool goalkeeper. The Liverpool goalkeeper rated at between 10 and 15 to 20 million, depending on the articles that you read. But will Celtic go out and spend that kind of money? Not a chance. Not a chance. I don't think so. And although Brendan Rodgers does know him from his time at Liverpool, it might be, you never know, Celtic might pull a rabbit out the back and go and spend over 10 million on the player. That will come out this summer. Another one is the Newcastle United goalkeeper, Martin Dubravka, or whatever his name is. He's been linked with Celtic also. We'll go with him. I doubt it. Then, Andre Lunin from Real Madrid. Yes, the goalkeeper that was linked with Celtic last summer and at the last transfer window also. He was entering in the final year of his contract, but he's been getting played by Real Madrid more recently. I don't think that he'll be coming to Celtic because I think he's on the move elsewhere. And then there's one that, when you think about it, could be a possibility. Could be a possibility because Celtic do need a number of Scottish players to play for the team when it goes into Europe. We lost a Scottish player already this season in the name of a player that scored a couple of goals right at the beginning of the season. he decided that it was time to move on because he wasn't getting enough game time and he didn't want to be a bit part player, as a common theme now that seems to run through players that leave Celtic. But Turnbull was a Scottish player, which gets me thinking that Angus Gunn could be a slim possibility. Could be a slim possibility unless Celtic go out and spend good money on another Scottish player. And it won't be Kieran Tierney, because I think he's past it Celtic-wise. I think he might come back later in his career as a farewell thing, but he's too injury-prone just now to come back to Celtic. Will Celtic go for Angus Gunn? He's rated at 2.1 million by Transfer Market. They're usually out by about $500,000 to $1 million. But it would add that Scottish aspect. So that's why I'm thinking Angus Gunn might be on the back burner. And it might be one that Celtic might return to in the case of looking forward to the Champions League. Unless they bring the likes of young Daniel Kelly and he gets to sign this new 4-year deal contract. He signs a new 4-year deal contract and then Celtic thrust him into the team, which I think would be better. Would be better for Celtic. You're not spending any money and you're getting a young player coming through the system and getting him a 4-year contract. Just pay the money, Celtic. It's as simple as that. Just pay the money. And next up, goalkeeper-wise, there's the AZ Alkmaar goalkeeper. He's only 31, Matt Ryan. Could he be one that is in? He's 31-year-old. He has a bit of experience. And then there's the keeper at Brentford. He's been linked with us also. And Hakon. I don't think that will be one. And then there is the highest paid goalkeeper in American football. He's reportedly on 1.5 million a year. He would bring in some experience. He'd played for the likes of Borussia Dortmund, Roman Bukri, but I don't think Celtic will be paying 1.5 million for a goalkeeper. Considering if you look at the debacle that we had when we had Barkas in the team, and Barkas was brought in for 4.5 million. He was on fantastic wages, and then he was let go for free. You've then got the Standard Liège goalkeeper, who turns 26, who's just turned 26. Bringing someone in from Belgium. He knows the European scene. He's made close to 200 and odd appearances. But I don't know. I'm not sure about him. It's just a guessing game. It is just a guessing game. And all we're doing in this video is we're going through all the goalkeepers that we've been linked with so far. Then there's Freddie Woodman, the Preston North End goalkeeper. You could see Celtic definitely go down that kind of route. Bringing in a former England youth international. But would that be a step backwards, considering Joe Hart had 75 caps for England? And then there's the Sturm Graz goalkeeper that is on loan from Brighton. He's had some European exposure with Sturm Graz. But it's interesting because Sturm Graz are the team that were in talks with Benji Siegrist for over a month in November and December just last year, and they failed to come to a conclusion with the deal for Benji Siegrist. So would we then take their goalkeeper? Emilio, Inter Milan goalkeeper on loan from Sampdoria, has also been linked with Celtic, but Patrick Pence is one that has got raised eyebrows across a lot of the Celtic fans. Brøndby player is currently on loan from Bayer Leverkusen. And I think it's all going to depend on what happens. He is in the final year of his contract. He has said that he would be open to going back to Brøndby next year. But I think it depends what will happen with the Bayer Leverkusen manager over the summer, because that's quite a fluid situation, I believe. But he is a goalkeeper that people have been speaking about, and Celtic wouldn't pay Brøndby money for a striker last season. It'd be ironic if we went and got the goalkeeper that they've had a successful season with. Then the fact that Joe Hart is going to hang up his boots is Danny Ward from Leicester. He has played for Wales, and he has 39 caps for Wales. Would Celtic go for the Leicester goalkeeper and Danny Ward? I'm not too sure. There's going to get named with a lot more goalkeepers. I think Celtic will end up pulling a little rabbit out of the hat, or will they just go for the safe and easy option? I'm not too sure, because let's face it, Scotland have been poor. in recent games, and Angus Gunn's been in goal for them. Doesn't give you a lot of confidence going into the Champions League, does it? And let's face it, this is where Celtic now have to be. This is where we have to consider ourselves. We have to look. It's okay winning the league, and this year, if we win the league, we'll have sort of just scraped over the line. But then it's not the goalkeeping situation that's been the problem this year, has it? It's definitely not the goalkeeping situation that's been the issue this year. It's the fact that we had a lot of people out injured for a majority, big parts of the season, and when you get the full team together, look how we played at the weekend. Absolutely fantastic. Now, if we had all these players all fit as they were at the weekend, if we'd had that all season, we wouldn't be in the situation where we would only be 3 points in front of the Rangers going into the Glasgow Derby this weekend. So it's going to be a difficult season for Celtic. It's going to be one of the biggest seasons for Brendan Rodgers, both terms as Celtic manager. He needs to bring in a goalkeeper of stature. He needs to bring in a goalkeeper that will command in his box, a goalkeeper that will quickly gain the respect of the players, and the players in front of him need to know quickly that they have a safe pair of hands behind them. With that being said, there's going to be a lot of transfer speculation over the next couple of weeks. Let's get this game at the weekend. Let's get the League One. Let's put to bed the dreams of the Sevconians, the Rangers fans, of winning any kind of treble. We can put one of them to bed this weekend by making sure that we beat them and going 6 points clear in the league. And then there's only 2 games remaining. It's easy street, isn't it? It's easy street. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me what goalkeeper you think that we should be going for. Is there a goalkeeper that I've not mentioned that you think that Celtic might be linked to? Is there a goalkeeper that you would like to see at Celtic? Tell me in the comments section and then debate it out amongst yourselves. And on that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, all around the world.